This is Cutting Down the Net's daytime edition. Very rare. The reason I'm doing it is I try to get information out as early as possible. Every day, I post a spreadsheet by like 5, 6 p.m. Central. It has lines in it. So if you just want to blindly go for it, all the data's there. I try to do videos at night after I have seen what the lines are going to do and feel like, okay, these numbers are available. Information early. You decide if you want to wait or go for it. And I rarely do day videos because the information gets pretty old. It's just not fair to be like, hey, last night I bet a bunch of stuff and it all moved. So good luck making a decision there. So today, things have moved against me a couple times, and then line moves have brought things in play that I was kind of on the fence on. So yeah, decent spot for a daytime video. For the year, it may feel like a lift has occurred, and it has. I think the last 3 weeks I'm around 55%. I want to tell you that nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing. All underlying metrics for myself, my own performance, are exactly the same. The only thing that has happened is toss-up games that finish within a possession of the point spread just are swinging my way a little bit. I'm still running bad, but not insanely egregious. So I think I'm winning 40% of toss-up games on the year, and that's up from 36% a few weeks ago. So let's jump right to the first game, which is Buffalo Northern Illinois. This game opened at 2.5, which was kind of an orange for me due to shot quality being around 3 to 4, but that has grown, and at 5, I am interested. So I do think there's some edges for Buffalo here around turnovers and offensive rebounds, but this is enough of a push for me that I will play it. So something to keep in mind. You see Paddy around 4 to 5 in favor of Northern Illinois, and most data points don't align with that. This is intentional. This is my brand. Basically, assume most algorithms that people use, most models that people use are looking at the season. I don't. I literally am looking at a different data set, like a different season than other people. And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Overall, it's been very profitable for me for a long time. But essentially, I'm just assuming the season started on January 6th. And anything that occurred before then is 100% irrelevant to me, good, bad, or indifferent. So you'll see some big swings, and I use that directionally. Do I think Northern Illinois will win by 4 points? Not really, but directionally is telling me that at a +5 based on recent play, there's value on the Huskies. Okay, got that out. Bucknell, American. American has been very cold from 3-point recently. So this is where you have to make a decision. You look at their data set, you'll see that they shot the ball well from 3 the first half of the year, and they have not shot the ball well from 3 the last half of the year. So which one's right? I don't know the answer, but this is where I weigh the risk of the play, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. So the Paddy number is driven by poor shooting American, and if American bounce back, then they're probably in a good spot. Shot quality data indicates that American is getting good looks. They have shown the ability to make them in the past. So I think Bucknell is a little thin here, even though it's a pretty good Paddy value. So what pushes me over the edge to likely sit this game out, unless the number grows a little bit more, is that American's very sloppy with the ball. I think they're at a 22% turnover rate on offense, but Bucknell is not one to force live ball turnovers. So yeah, likely sitting that out. That's why it's orange. UMBC Binghamton. UMBC is trending the wrong way, as you can see with recent data. Shot quality has this pretty close to the spread. But yeah, even Torvik and KenPom have this closer to a pick'em. It is a little bit 3-point driven, but I have mild interest. I think a full possession or more than a full possession would put me in for sure, and I think that's possible. Holy Cross, Loyola, Maryland. This line opened at 6, which was kind of stinky for me because I don't like to lay points, and I certainly don't like to lay 2 possessions with the team like Loyola. They are running a little warm from 3. 4 factors are fairly neutral, maybe a little rebound edge to Loyola. So I'm just really leaning into recent shot quality, recent Paddy. All have this like 9 to 10. The line dropping to 4 was enough for me to talk myself into laying points. Next game up, Clemson, Virginia. Shot quality data indicates that Clemson is not very good. Recent data is saying that Virginia is not playing very good. Both are probably true. The line sits right in the middle of those, and in those situations, I just kind of sit out. But I reserve the right during March Madness to play whatever the heck I want, no matter how thin it is, because I need the action like oxygen, all right? But on Tuesday, February 28th, it's a pass. Texas A&M, Mississippi. Texas A&M has been a Paddy darling for a long time here. Shot quality does like the Mississippi selection. I think they've proven over the year that they can't make any shots, but they're clearly getting good looks. And that's probably enough to scare me away. Very similar situation to the previous game I discussed. Skipping Virginia Tech, Louisville, just because of the disparity between Paddy and Paddy median, just indicates some outliers there that are making that appear better than it is. Arkansas, Tennessee. Hogs finally made some 3-pointers. I think we now have 26 data points that say the Hogs can't shoot, and then like 2 that say maybe they can. Tennessee at home is a thing, though, so I'll try to explain this the best I can. At 6.5 at Tennessee, I'm giving Tennessee like 3.25 for home court, and most sites will do the same, 3 to 4 points, whatever it is. Okay. If this game was neutral court SEC tournament and the line was 3, obviously then Paddy would have Arkansas by like 2, maybe 1.5, something like that. Okay. If that was the case, I'd be betting Arkansas. I think if you can, it's just unlikely that Arkansas outperforms their median on the road at Tennessee, and it is likely that Tennessee outperforms their median at home. And that's been the story in the Big 12, in the Big 10. Saw it the other night with Gonzaga hosting St. Mary's. It's just this home court stuff has really, really, really gone strong this year. It's really standing out to me. So teams like Iowa State that have relied on these like lofty home performances and then have been super shaky on the road, oh man, those teams are toast, right? I mean, they play defense, but like they can't make a shot. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see where I'm at come tournament time, because I can't wait to see these teams on neutral courts. I want to find out who are the home frauds that are just living off their home court, and you can see that with splits and stuff like that. But I'm likely going to lean in to teams that have performed well in road neutral environments. So yeah, we'll kind of see what happens there. That's a long-winded answer to saying I'm probably out on Arkansas just because everyone's been getting buzzsawed in Knoxville. All right, Arkansas State, Coastal Carolina. Here's my next rant. It is really hard to figure out where these games are played this time of year. And with the type of program I run, I plug in a home court number and just spit out a schedule. Then I have to manually modify that as to who's a neutral court and who is actually playing at a home court. Sometimes it says campus sites hosting. That doesn't tell you enough because it might not be the campus site you're thinking of. It happened to me yesterday with Liberty in North Florida. I thought that game was at North Florida. I see highlights and I see Liberty's home court. I go to the ASUN website and I'm like, what? Like, it says campus sites. Like, well, yeah, the winner plays Liberty tomorrow at Liberty, so that game's at Liberty. And yeah, shame on me, but yeah, it's it's really hard to sift through with all these conference tournaments. And I use KenPom. He puts like the site, but sometimes that has to get updated. Torvik the same way. So I have confirmed that this is a neutral site game here for the Fun Belt, and I think it's priced like a Coastal Carolina home game. Just looking at the entire data set here. So getting a full possession is a long-winded way of saying I like Arkansas State in likely a toss-up game, getting a full possession on neutral court. Tech and Syracuse. Syracuse is -9 now. That was 8. I need someone smarter than me to tell me how good the Georgia Tech zone offense is. I doubt it's good, but if they happen to perform well against the zone, I know they've run a zone in the past, so maybe they are a good zone offense. I just don't know. So yeah, LaSalle Dayton. This shot quality number is like super interesting, but Paddy median's so close to the spread, and I've seen some 13.5s now. It's certainly trending that way. It looks like. So yeah, Dayton's healthy for the first time all year. Like they have literally all their guys, so kind of interesting, but likely sitting out. All right, Lipscomb Stetson. All my data points have Stetson favored. This is a home game. I have confirmation this is a home game. So Lipscomb's favored by 1. I'm probably in on the Hatters if I get confirmation that their point guard is a go. He's been out 2 games with a concussion. All right. Clown game of the day. Follow me for more sharp advice. I grabbed North Alabama at +7 last night after Jordan Majeski staring at the floorboards, who is one of the brightest college basketball minds I've seen. Love his write-up. Subscribe to his site. It's like $10 a year. The biggest no-brainer in the history of the world is following his advice. He knows the schematic matchups. He knows what type of offenses teams run. He knows personnel. Could not respect that guy more. So at +7, I have it as a play. Paddy median's -1. Recent shot quality is like 3. So I like it. And last night, Jordan Majeski says, yeah, I'm adding North Alabama. So I'm like, I better add this before this thing goes to like 5.5. I add it, and it goes to 8 this morning. And then it goes to 9. So if you're watching this and 9's available, I wish I had that opportunity, but I'm going to eat my 7 and sweat this out and see what happens. Last game on my radar is VCU. I don't love their offense. I've sat out a few VCU being favored games, and VCU keeps crushing. So St. Louis has wildly underperformed, but I'm just getting a little thin down here, and then laying points is not something I like to do. So I have played Northern Illinois. I've played Loyola. I've played Arkansas State. I have North Alabama at +7. I highly recommend getting a +9 instead of a +7. And on my radar, I have the other games I've kind of talked through. So thanks for tuning in to the super rare daytime edition. I will likely be back 2 nights here soon. Tomorrow is March. This is Cutting Down the Nets.